What is up, hooligans? And happy freedom. Welcome to another episode of Coffee with Hooligans, where we try to make the news suck a little less. I appreciate all of you guys being here. If you're over on Rumble, please hit that like button. More likes equals more hooligans. Going to read through the schedule really quick, and then we will be checking on all the chats. So let me know how you hooligans are doing today. Then, of course, we'll begin things started. We have the Mamdani and Trump meeting pulled up here because I wasn't able to cover it live. It happened to be right when I had to leave the house, so I couldn't cover it, but we're going to skip around in it. We're not going to watch the entire video, but I already did. Most of it wasn't worth watching, but that's okay. It is interesting to see these two interact. I didn't think President Trump would be so chummy with commies, but I guess he tries to be everybody's favorite. Then we got a video titled Trump Faces Backlash for Slamming Democrat Vets, video urging troops to reject illegal orders. I don't know why they titled it like that. What's actually going on is the Dems on Capitol Hill, they're afraid of being accused of committing sedition, so now they're trying to hire security, but I don't know what hiring security is going to do if you're being, if you're committing sedition. I don't think hiring more security is going to save you. Then we got a video titled Public Health Officials Enraged Over CDC Website Vaccine Language. Apparently they changed the language on the CDC website when it comes to vaccines and autism, and the Dems don't like that. They don't like that at all. Then we got a video titled New Details Emerge from UPS Cargo Plane Crash. It is what it sounds like. It's a follow-up on the UPS plane crash. It'll probably be the last follow-up we have on that story. Then we got our midlife break or funny video halfway through. Today it was provided by Cranky Texan and is titled Trust Issues. Then getting back into the news, we got a video titled Jury Finds Police Officer Who Fatally Shot Woman Not Guilty on All Charges. This is a really interesting video because we actually covered the incident back in 2023 right when it happened on Coffee with Hooligans. And now we're actually seeing the follow-up of that. The officer was taken to court. He was actually facing 6 charges in this incident, but things are working in his favor. Then we got another follow-up video. It's titled New Creepy Details Emerge in Death of Teen Cheerleader on Cruise. I didn't realize she was a cheerleader, but we covered day before yesterday. I don't think it was yesterday. Maybe it was 2 days before yesterday about this teenager being on a cruise. They found her body. She was dead and stuffed under the bed. We got some more details on that. Then the last little bit of the news is Chicago case dismissed for 2 accused of ramming federal agents' vehicle. This is a really weird story because you can't see it on camera, but she was accused of ramming her vehicle into Fed Boy vehicles, and I think we covered that story too. And they're saying they think things were the other way around. Then we'll be getting into the fun stuff. We'll be opening today's door of the Advent Calendar sent by Tori Wayne. And we got our 2 funny videos of the day. First one was provided by Tiger Jaw. It's titled When You Pay with Cash. And our official funny video of the day was provided by Stoner, and it's titled Thanksgiving Conversation Be Like. All of that's coming up next. But first, we're going to hop in the chat and see how you hooligans are doing today. What is up, everyone, over on jeffmaclive.com. What's up, Larry? What's up, Russell? What's up, Zero? What's up, Snooks? What's up, Guessum? And what's up, Dutton? Happy freedom, you hooligans. Appreciate all of you guys being on the website. And what is up, everyone over on Rumble? Turbo, you were first today. Happy freedom to you, and I appreciate you racing to the chat, Turbo. What's up, Colty? Happy freedom to you. Let me see. What's up, Watchman? Happy freedom to you. Dutton, you're omnipresent. Appreciate you. Scrolling. Let me see here. What's up, Mr. Satan? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Magic Moon? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Cheeky Chops? Happy freedom. What's up, H-Big? Happy freedom. What's up, Giggling Spy? Happy freedom to you. What's up, 1776? Appreciate you being here with us. Happy freedom. What's up, Beck Frank? Happy freedom to you. Beck Frank, you call the police on me. The police been looking for me, and I've been blaming you for it. What's up, MU? Happy freedom to you. All right. You guys are welcome to hit that like button. See if you can get us on the front page of Rumble. And what is up, everyone over on Kick? Happy freedom to you, hooligans. What's up, Meta? Happy freedom. And what is up, everyone over on Twitch? The hell is that, Stern? What is this effect stuff? I'm going to have to look into that. Happy freedom to you, Stern. What's up, Southern Eagleman? Happy freedom. What's up, Rich? Happy freedom. What's up, Crazy Times? What's up, Guess Who? Happy freedom, you hooligans. I think we got everybody. And what is up, everyone over on the Goof Tube? What's up, Agent O? Happy freedom to you. Russell, you're omnipresent. Appreciate you. What's up, Bobby Johnson? Happy freedom. Mr. Satan, you're omnipresent. What's up, Tim Mack? Happy freedom. What's up, Sawdog? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Andrew? What's up, K Walt? Happy freedom to you, hooligans. And what is up, everyone over on X? Happy freedom to you. All right, let's go ahead and get into things. Like I said, this first video here is the meeting between President Trump and Mamdani. we're not going to sit here and watch the 30 minutes of it. We're going to skip through and watch a few minutes of it. I got a bunch of timestamps here. So, like I said, this is Mamdani, the mayor-elect of New York City, who's a outspoken socialist. He's sitting here being buddy-buddy with President Trump, which I wasn't really expecting. I was kind of I was not hoping, but I was assuming that President Trump would be kind of dry, just professional and dry with Mamdani. But they're actually acting like they're buddies and stuff. Let me see if we can find a little spot here. They're like constantly bumping each other and laughing and giggling, and they're like, it's like a sleepover. I don't know why I can't find a screenshot right this second, but I mean, they're like old pals the way these two get along, and I was not expecting that at all. Either way, like I said, we're going to jump around in it just to start. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already. I'm going to be dropping the links for Alistair as well as the new merch store, so definitely check that out. Hit that like button if you haven't, and let's get into this.
Thank you very much. We've just had a great meeting, a really good, very productive meeting. We have one thing in common. We want this city of ours that we love to do very well. And I wanted to congratulate the mayor. He really ran an incredible race against, a lot of smart people, starting with the early primaries against some very tough people, very smart people. And he beat them easily. And I congratulated him. And we talked about some things in very strong common, like housing and getting housing built, and food and prices, and the price of oil is coming way down. Anything I do is going to be good for New York. If I can get prices down, it's good for New York, and we've got them down, way down from last year. We have, as you know, I've been saying to a lot of people, Walmart said that Thanksgiving this year is exactly 25% less than last year, so that's good for New York, good for everybody. But I just want to congratulate. I think you're going to have, hopefully, a really great mayor. The better he does, the happier I am, I will say. There's no difference in party. There's no difference in anything. And we're going to be helping him to make everybody's dream come true, having a strong and very safe New York. And congratulations, Mr. Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Thank you.
I appreciate it.
Please.
I appreciated the meeting with the President, and as he said, it was a productive meeting focused on a place of shared admiration and love, which is New York City, and the need to deliver affordability to New Yorkers, the 8.5 million people who call our city their home, who are struggling to afford life in the most expensive city in the United States of America. We spoke about rent, we spoke about groceries, we spoke about utilities, we spoke about the different ways in which people are being pushed out, and I appreciated the time with the President, I appreciated the conversation. I look forward to working together to deliver that affordability for New Yorkers.
Thank you very much. Any questions, please?
President Trump, Stephen Nelson from the New York Post. I've got a question for you and then also one for the mayor-elect. Sure. For you, you've referred to Mr. Mamdani as a communist. Could you describe why you feel that way? And also, will you do anything to stop him from arresting Prime Minister Netanyahu if he visits New York?
Well, we didn't discuss your second part of the question. And on your first part, I mean, he's got views that are a little out there, but who knows? I mean, we're going to see what works, or he's going to change also. We all change. I changed a lot. From when I first came to office. It's now quite a while ago. It's quite a while. My first term was great. We had the greatest economy in the history of our country. We're doing even better now. We're doing much better now than we did even the first term. And I can tell you some of my views have changed. And we had discussions on some things. I'm not going to discuss what they were, but that I feel very confident that he can do a very good job. I think he's going to be. I think he is going to surprise some conservative people, actually, and some very liberal people. He won't surprise them because they already like him.
And for Mr. Mamdani, it sounds like you had a productive discussion, but just days ago you referred to President Trump as a despot who had betrayed the country. You said you'd be his worst nightmare and accused him of having a fascist agenda. Are you planning to retract any of these remarks in order to improve your relationship?
I think both President Trump and I, we are very clear about our positions and our views, and what I really appreciate about the President is that the meeting that we had focused not on places of disagreement, which there are, many, and also focused on the shared purpose that we have in serving New Yorkers. And frankly, that is something that could transform the lives of the 8.5 million people who are currently struggling under a cost of living crisis, with 1 in 4 living in poverty. And the meeting came back again and again to what it could look like to lift those New Yorkers out of struggle and start to deliver them a city that they could do more than just struggle to afford it, but actually start to live in it.
And I've been called much worse than a despot, so it's not that insulting. But maybe I think he'll change his mind after we get to working together. Yes, please.
Mr. President.
Okay, so to start off the meeting with that, skip ahead here. In this, they're going to be receiving questions about ICE in New York City because Mamdani apparently has been on the bandwagon with the rest of the Dems, saying that ICE is the Gestapo and all this stuff. Obviously, President Trump doesn't feel that way, so they brought this question up.
Mr. President, you've threatened to send federal troops to New York City. You both have differences when it comes to ICE agents in New York City. Mr. Mamdani, you've called ICE a rogue government entity. I wonder how you reconcile your differences on both of those issues.
Well, I think we're going to work them out, and I think that if we have known murderers and known drug dealers and some very bad people, we want to get them out. And the mayor wants to have peace. We discussed this at great length, actually, maybe more than anything else. He wants to have a safe New York. Ultimately, a safe New York is going to be a great New York. If it's not safe, no matter how well we do with pricing and with anything else, we can talk about anything you want. If you don't have safe streets, it's not going to be a success. So we're going to work together. We're going to make sure that if there are horrible people there, we want to get them out. I think he wants to get them out maybe more than I do. So we'll work together. We discussed it at great length. Yes, please.
Yeah, 2 questions, if I may. One for you, Mr. President, on BBC in a second. But first of all, for the mayor-elect. You're both from different parts of the political spectrum. You're both populists, though, and I just wonder to what extent the president's campaign style, his techniques, his social media use inspired any part of your campaign.
Well, I actually told the president that so much of the focus of our campaign has been on the cost of living crisis. And when we asked those New Yorkers who had voted for the president, when we saw an increase in his numbers in New York City, that came back to the same issue: cost of living, cost of living, cost of living. And they spoke about the cost of groceries, the cost of rent, the cost of Con Ed, the cost of childcare. And too often politicians are looking to lecture to New Yorkers what they should care about as opposed to listen. And when we spoke to those voters who voted for President Trump, we heard them speak about cost of living. We focused on that same cost of living, and that's where I am really looking forward to delivering for New Yorkers in partnership with the president on the affordability agenda.
And I think we have to work a little bit. We talked about Con Edison. We have to work a little bit on getting the prices because, we've gotten fuel prices way down, but it hasn't shown up in Con Edison. And we're going to have to talk to them. If we're sending them fuel at a much lower price than it was a year ago, which is true, we have to get Con Edison to start lowering the rates.
Absolutely.
And if I may...
Okay, so moving forward here. So here they're going to be receiving a question about House resolution condemning socialism. And they're asking this obviously because Mamdani is openly saying he's a socialist. So they're trying to figure out what what his response to this is.
I want to ask the mayor-elect about a House resolution. It just passed overwhelmingly to condemn socialism, including with 86 Democrats, all of House Dem leadership, and the minority leader, Hakeem Jeffries, despite his endorsement of you. What's your reaction to that?
I have to be honest with you, I've focused very little on resolutions. Frankly, I've been focusing...
Condemn socialism.
I understand. I think the focus is on the work at hand. I can tell you I am someone who is a democratic socialist. I've been very open about that. And I know there might be differences about ideology, but the place of agreement is the work that needs to be done to make New York City affordable. That's what I look forward to.
And I want to clarify your answer to Stephen Nelson. He asked about your comment calling the president a fascist, and your answer was, both President Trump and I have been clear about our positions and our views. Are you affirming that you think President Trump is a fascist?
I've spoken about...
That's okay. You can just say yes.
Okay. All right.
Okay. It's easier. It's easier than explaining it. I don't mind.
And Mr. President, I wanted to ask you also about this Ukraine plan.
Yeah.
President Zelensky said today that his country would...
All right. And then, let me see. this next one. They're going to be getting a question about Mamdani saying that he's trying to put more taxes on white people. Now, I guess it has to do with neighborhoods, and they're saying that they're going to tax white neighborhoods more than any other neighborhood, or something along those lines. I don't know exactly what he said, but something along those lines, and now he's being questioned about it.
Jack?
Yeah, Mr. President, I wanted to know one of the policies as well that Mayor-elect Mamdani talked a number of times about on the campaign was shifting the tax burden for property taxes from what he called minority communities to white-based communities and putting more taxes on white people. I also noticed that in your acceptance speech you didn't mention anything about America or Christians or white people in general, and so I didn't know if that was one of the policies that you guys had spoken about.
We focused on affordability. We focused on the cost of living crisis. What I will say is that I am very much interested in property tax reform, because what we see right now in New York City is a system that is so inequitable that it can't even stand up in court. And the president and I spoke about the importance of not only building more housing, but also making sure that regulation of housing is something that is manageable to actually get through and not the cause of yet another weight that we see in our
But to be
city.
clear, you're continuing this idea of race-based property taxes.
No, to be very clear,
That's what you said.
no,
Yes, it is.
the use of the term was a description of neighborhoods, not a description of intent.
So you intend to tax the whiter neighborhoods more?
No, we intend to create a fair property tax system because we want a New York City that is not only fair and equitable, but also one that every New Yorker can afford.
Okay, so then he just served him up some bullshit right there at the end. He's, we're not going to tax the white people more specifically. We're going to make it fair, whatever we think fair is. And so if that just equals white people getting taxed more, well, then so be it. At least it'll be fair, he's saying. It's like, yeah, just like a real commie. I have no idea why these guys are so buddy-buddy right now. Do you hooligans think that Trump is being a little bit too friendly with Mamdani, considering he's a socialist and Trump has been bashing him on True Social? Or do you think that Trump just cares more about New York City, so he'd rather be cool with Mamdani because it matters more, to keep New York, to make New York great again, than the importance of being mean to Mamdani on camera? Either way, next up, Trump faces backlash for slamming Democratic vets video. Okay, that title's a fucking mess. The next video, the Dems are going to be crying really hard because President Trump accused them of sedition, and now they're trying to figure out how to hire security that's going to protect them from the consequences of sedition, which sounds like you can't fix that problem, but that's what the next video is about. First, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about President Trump meeting with Mamdani and them being buddies and stuff, and they even bring up the question, they're like, well, just last week you were calling President Trump a fascist. And then they were like, President Trump's like, it's fine. You can just call me a fascist. It's fine. It's my safe word. Like, I don't know. It's very weird to see them so chummy. Snug sees evading the question with BS. Yeah, absolutely. Matt Rogers, he wants to tax whites higher and then give free money to others. Yeah. Somebody's got to pay for the socialism. Russ, I love how Trump makes Mamdani stand. Yeah. Zero, he's going to come crawling back to Trump when he can't live up to his promises. F him. That's what I think is going to happen too. He's promising all this free stuff, and nothing's free in this world, so somebody's going to have to pay for it. Russell, Trump is prez for all. He cares about New York and has to deal with this fool. Yeah. What's up, Roy? Happy freedom. Doss. They gladly pay more for free stuff, though. Yep, they love it. Otherwise, they wouldn't have voted for it. Mabel. Maybe Trump thinks he's a joke. Yeah, see, and that's what I kind of think, too. I think that President Trump is making him feel like he's one of them, right? He's making him feel welcome. That way it'll open him up, make him speak a little bit more, be a little bit more forthcoming with information, plans, details, things like that. President Trump is getting him warmed up there so he can get what he wants out of him. That's what I think is happening, but it is weird to see him like joking and laughing and poking each other with a commie, but I don't know. I'm sure he's got a plan up his sleeve. Sage Pup, I hate it when this happens. I know, it's really weird. It is really weird to see him being buddy-buddy with a commie. That's not how I thought today was going to go, though. What's up, Jagula? Happy Freedom? Total joke. He is a joke. Old Mamdani. Major no donations coming in. Oh, yeah, I bet that's the problem, too. He promised New Yorkers free stuff. Someone's got to pay for it. He's like, you guys send me money. They were like, wait a minute. What? That's not what I signed up for. Yeah, it is. They just didn't know it. Meta, it's a little disturbing. I think so, too. It's very weird. What's up, Knucking Futz? Happy Freedom. Knucking Futz. Trump gave the commie enough rope. Yeah. Well, and that's what I think's happening, too. I think he's getting them all warmed up and stuff. He'll probably be talking shit about him on True Social tonight. What's up, Spirit Matter? Happy Freedom to you. Okay, Wall, I think he's testing the water. Yeah, it definitely could be. Bobby Johnson, I don't think it's related to the Muslim Brotherhood. But they were kind of evading some of these questions. Either way, like I said in this next video, Dems are all scared because President Trump accused them of sedition because they made that "Don't Give Up the Ship" video where they were encouraging the military to not follow orders from President Trump. President Trump said it was sedition. Now the Dems are scared and they're trying to hire more security. I don't understand how hiring more security is going to change committing sedition, but they think it's going to work. Hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
Several Democratic lawmakers on Capitol Hill are asking for more security after the president accused them of seditious behavior. ABC's Perry Russom reports that comment came after the group released a video telling service members to not obey illegal orders.
Bipartisan pushback on Capitol Hill against President Trump after he called several Democrats traitors, accusing them of seditious behavior punishable by death.
The words that the president chose are not the ones that I would use.
This puts all of our lives in jeopardy.
The president reacting to this video released by Democrats who served in the military or U.S. intelligence.
Former paratrooper and Army Ranger.
Telling service members they should not follow illegal orders.
No one has to carry out orders that violate the law or our Constitution.
Trump posting on social media the Democrats should be arrested and put on trial, saying their words cannot be allowed to stand, adding, an example must be set. Trump also reposting several other accounts, including one saying, hang them, George Washington would.
Obviously, I don't think that these are crimes punishable by death.
The White House says Trump was not calling for the execution of the Democrats, but insists the lawmakers were encouraging members of the military to defy orders.
The sanctity of our military rests on the chain of command. And if that chain of command is broken, it can lead to people getting killed. It can lead to chaos.
This comes as Capitol Police say they are seeing a significant rise in threats against lawmakers on both sides of the aisle. The Democrats in that video now have extra protection. Perry Russom, ABC News, Washington.
Okay. So I think what they're trying to say, and they just didn't say it clearly because that's what the news does. They like to be intentionally vague. I think what they were trying to say is that because President Trump called them traitors, said they committed sedition, said George Washington would hang them, which sounds like something Alex Jones would say, which is hilarious. I think they're trying to say that they worry that we, the people, are somehow going to get involved in this, and we're going to hold those Dems accountable for, sedition or whatever the fuck, which I haven't heard anybody say anything even kind of sort of close to that. I haven't heard anybody say anything that even rhymed with that. So I don't know why they're making that nonsense up. Maybe they're staging for some psyop kind of false flag stuff. Right now the Dems get to walk outside and trip over the imaginary rock and then say, oh, it was dirty MAGA that got me and shit like that. So maybe that's what they're doing, because I haven't heard anybody saying like, we need to hold them accountable. No, we just sit here and go, oh, I wish somebody would hold these fucking people accountable, but it never happens. So I don't know. But it sounds, without looking into it, it sounds like they're trying to find security. So if you go arrest them for sedition, their security is going to prevent that from happening, which they're not. That's not going to fucking happen. If they actually went for these people for sedition, there'd be nothing they could do. They'd have to fly away somehow, like go live underground or some shit. They'd be fucked. There wouldn't be an amount of security that would save them. So I assume that's what they're trying to say, is like Dusty MAGA's going to come get them or some shit, which I haven't heard anything even like that. Either way, next up, public health officials are crying really hard over the CDC's website vaccine language. There's been a lot of talk about autism and vaccines and stuff, and while the CDC was being controlled by Democrats, they were saying there's no correlation. Well, now that Bobby Jr. is in charge, they're saying there might be a correlation. They don't really know, and the Democrats don't like that because it hurts softies' faith in medicine fixing all of their problems and shit, which means that the Democrats are losing control, and they don't like that. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about the Dems saying they need to hire more security because they've committed sedition. Duh, and consequences for actions, that's not the Democrat way. Yeah, exactly. Russell, they did show seditious behavior. If a soldier disobeys a direct legal order, their life would be destroyed. Yeah, absolutely. Matt Rogers, in the military, if you don't follow orders, you're going to get a dishonorable discharge. Yeah, I always wonder how that stuff worked. I know punishment can be very severe. What's up, Elder Zoomer? Happy freedom to you. Otters, they're clearly warning them ahead of the Epstein drop. The Harvard professor must have been warned. Yeah. Maybe that's what all of this is. Maybe all of this is them just being prepared for that. Metamouth, haven't seen anything else about the woman who was burned on the train in Chirac. We covered a video yesterday talking about it. They got the guy. He's like a habitual offender. He's been arrested a lot. He's an American. He poured gasoline on her before setting her on fire. She's, as far as I know, still alive, but she's been in critical condition in the hospital. He's being charged with terrorism. And that's all I know. That's all I know at this point. What's up, Appeal to Evan? Happy freedom to you. What's up, Matt P? Happy freedom to you. Otters. Joven on Roseanne today was a real eye-opener to our future of elections. If we don't fix this crap, I'll have to look that up. I haven't heard anything about that, but I will check it out, Otters. Mobile Orange Man rad. Yep. Meta on Trumpers' part, I think that's what they were talking about. I think they were saying that the Dems want more security because they're worried that Trumpers are gonna, kick them in their man-made hoo-ha because Trump accused them of sedition. They act like President Trump is like a mob boss and he could just point a finger and MAGA just shows up like hitmen and does shit. And I mean, maybe that would happen, but the thing is he's not doing that. He's not like, go get him, MAGA, and people go and do bad things. That stuff doesn't happen. The Dems do that. Maxine Waters, waddles her little ass out onto the street in front of protesters and says, oh, we should kill these people. And then people get all riled up and nobody does shit about that. They're like, oh, Trump's causing an insurrection. They're like, that's not Trump. That's Maxine Waters. They're like, shut your racist fucking mouth. It's a bunch of nonsense. What's up, Afro Man? Happy freedom. Guess who? Chi-Town Human Pyro has been arrested 50 times. I didn't know it was 50 times. I knew it was a lot, though. Rich, keep your friends close, your enemies closer. Yeah, that's what a lot of people were saying about Mamdani and President Trump being all cool earlier today. Andrew, part of the video looks like she lost an eye. Yeah, I'm waiting to see a follow-up for her to see, is she going to recover? Because they just keep saying she's in critical condition. Andrew, Rat Sack Skin was saying prior to the election, if Trump won, they would prepare for civil war measures. Yeah. Well, and they were trying to say something else too, and I can't remember what it was. They were going to try and find a way to like invalidate him. I can't remember exactly what it was, but Rasak Skin, he is vile. Techno, even if they arrest them, since they won't be held to military tribunal, they'll get an Obama judge and nothing will come of it. Yep, no consequences for the Dems. What's up, Billy? Happy freedom. What's up, Gypsy? Happy freedom to you. Extra protection on our tax dollars. Yeah, exactly. They should ask us if we can afford to give them more security. All right, hooligans, let's move forward here. Like I said, public health officials, their little hoo-ha hurts because the CDC website, they've changed their language when it comes to vaccines. You know how the Dems feel about their vaccines. Now, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, if you'd like to participate in Free Speech Saturday, make sure you post all of your memes over on Discord or on jeffmaclive.com. Just hop in the group chats on either platform. You'll see the tabs labeled memes. Drop what you got and we'll shout you out as we're making Saturdays more fun. Now let's get this video pulled up. This one is fairly short, but like I said, you know how the Dems are about their vaccines and stuff, so if you see them acting a little extra wackadoodle than normal, this is why. Hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
New wording on the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention website is enraging public health officials by suggesting vaccines could be linked to autism. Decades of evidence show vaccines are safe and do not cause autism. Despite years of proof, the CDC website now says, quote, the claim vaccines do not cause autism is a not evidence-based claim, because studies have not ruled out the possibility that infant vaccines cause autism. Public health officials say the wording is eroding trust during a key time for vaccinations ahead of peak flu, RSV, and COVID-19 season, which starts in November and continues till February. Senator and physician Bill Cassidy called the CDC wording deeply troubling. He asked now Health Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr. during his confirmation hearing to commit to him and declare that vaccines are safe.
Okay, so Democrats are all scared because the language on a website that nobody even looks up has changed. They're saying that the Dems are losing their marbles because the CDC website now says that the vaccines are the vaccines causing autism hasn't been ruled out by studies or factual information. So the Democrats are concerned about them losing control over those that are ruled by fear. Basically, that we got the people who, you know, they follow recommendations. The recommendations now say, no, you don't need a COVID shot if you're pregnant. You don't need to be vaccinated for every little fucking thing under the sun. And if you are worried about autism, there may be a chance that that could be a thing because it has not been ruled out by studies or facts. And so I don't know. I guess they're just giving these people the truth, and they don't like that because the Dems are a bunch of liars and they cheat and steal and do the thing. So either way, next up, new details emerge in UPS cargo plane crashes. Obviously a follow-up. So probably be the last follow-up on the UPS plane crash because it seems like we're getting the last little bit of the details here. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat and see if you hooligans are real scared about the CDC crap and their recommendation changes on the vaccines. Like, you can tell this stuff's about control because the vaccines they're talking about, most of us already got them. You get them when you're a baby. You know what I mean? So by the time you're old enough to read, you've already got these things. So, I mean, the only thing they could be mad about is be mad about the public that they control. And that's all it is. It's the brainwashing operation. Otter's undoing globalist agenda and indoctrination. Yep, you're right. So you guys are asking me if Klaus can howl. He can. He can. He's a howler. Bill Devin, how many people can read cursive? Just wondering. All of us probably can, I would assume. But young people, I don't know if they can. So the best way to tell is to hold up an image of the Bill of Rights, you know, and hold that up to young people and go, can you read this? Because if you're not, you should learn cursive because you should be able to read this. What's up, Boom? Happy freedom. Done teaching mine to read cursive. Yeah, it's the way to be. People equal shit. Does anyone know of a generation of our grandparents or great-grandparents having autism? They claim that it was hidden, that you just thought that your grandparents were really neat, right? Like they just cared a lot, like an obsessive amount about being clean or being particular over little things, kind of like how I collect a bunch of things. They claim because, and I'm not a doctor, I'm not giving medical advice, and I'm not denying anything, but from what I understand, autism is a spectrum, right? Now, I've told you guys before, my nephew is nonverbal autistic, and you just know that, right? You can just tell. But they're saying that having little traits, like personality traits, little tics about your personality, that could also be signs of autism. So a lot of people who are on the left, right, because everybody on the left claims to be some form of autistic. That's one of the first labels they get when they become a lefty, is to go out and tell the world that there's some form of autistic and that they need special treatment because of it. And so they believe that if you wear earrings, you might be autistic. If you grind your teeth, you might be autistic. If you like digging in one eye but not the other eye, you might be autistic. And they got a whole bunch of personality shit like that. And so now it's hard to tell because there's so much overdiagnosis of everything because, you know, doctors get paid. They get kickback for giving you medicine. So if you go looking for labels, they're going to give you labels. And so it's this slippery slope of overdiagnosis, over medication and stuff like that. So I don't know. I mean, when I look back to my great-grandparents who raised me and all their friends used to hang out when I was a kid and stuff, do I remember people having autism? No. But I also didn't know shit. They didn't have the internet or nothing, so you only knew what was in front of you. And so I don't know. But if you go read it now, you go Google it, that's what you're going to find is a whole bunch of overdiagnosis and over-medication. And so they're going to say, yes, but people back then didn't test for it. Or we didn't have it as a category for you to fall in, or we weren't looking for symptoms. They have a bunch of excuses. So I don't know. I don't know, and I don't know how a person could even find that information without being 200 years old, which is one of those people collecting Social Security, I guess. But to me, it seems like that's the only way you'd be able to tell is to have actually lived long enough to know that, because the information's corrupted now, and it's getting worse every day. They're saying like 70% of the content on the internet right now is AI generated because it's happening so fast. Eventually, the internet will be the dead internet theory that everyone's talking about because AI is making everything. Russell, I'm artistic, not autistic. You sure about that, Russell? We're gonna have to get you tested. We're gonna have to see. Otters, pedophilia, yeah, and there's a lot of that correlation somehow, one way or another. What's up, Enter User? Happy Freedom. 1776. Have you seen or heard the telepathy tape series? It's very interesting. No, I've never heard of that, but I do think that's a very interesting subject, though. I'll look it up. Thank you for letting me know. I appreciate you, Enter User. Thank you for hitting that like button. People equal shit. Then the whole world has autism. Yes. And I think that's where it's heading. I think that it's saying that basically everybody's got some form of autism. Now, I don't know about that, right? I don't know what their goal is with that overdiagnosis stuff, but I know ain't one of us batting 100. I think everybody's got a little something wrong with them. And I think if you look hard enough, you'll find yourself a golden label that you can wave above your head and demand special treatment every time you go in public. It just matters, or it just depends on how much that matters to you. Like me, if I think something's wrong with me, it makes me worry. It hinders me. So I don't want to know what the fuck is wrong with me. I just want to know how to get through life while being as happy as I possibly can without breaking the law or infringing on somebody else's happiness. I don't need to know what kind of label I have and why these things up here work the way they... I don't care about that shit. I want to be able to function correctly. That's it, especially if I could do it without medication. So I don't go looking for special labels and shit. But I guarantee every single person that can hear me right now, if you went to a doctor and you told them that you were looking for a label, that you just know there's something wrong with you, they will find something wrong with you. That's their job. That's what they get paid to do. And everybody's got something wrong with them. And so that's a scary thing. You know, I feel like these labels can hinder you in a certain way. So I don't go looking for it. But some people, they need that, because then it's an excuse for underperforming, right? You don't want to say you're not as good as somebody else. So the best way to do that is to get an excuse. Go get yourself a nice little label. You don't want to work as hard as the next guy? Get a label. You don't want to try as hard? You don't want to accomplish as much? Go get yourself a label. Because then you got an excuse for not doing it. Otherwise, everybody else, you're just trying to be the best you can be. And that's really, in my opinion, the best way to live life. Be the best you can be, because nobody can be you better than you, right? So, I don't know. I don't look for the special labels. I don't need them. Sage Pup, I'm allergic to stupid. Is that a sign of autism? I mean, I play a gynecologist on TV. I'm not a real doctor, Sage Pup, so I'm not exactly sure. But if you ask a lefty, they'll probably say yes. Just go to TikTok. That's the best thing to do, is go to TikTok and say, my feet itch. And they're going to be like, oh, buddy, you got the tism. That's how it's going to go. Those people love self-diagnosing themselves. Let's see. What's up, Electric Hammer? Happy Freedom. Mayor is a big accomplishment and label. Mm-hmm. Oh, Dami, he's got something wrong with him. You know that. Meta, you saw the Roseanne episode that they're talking about on Rumble? It was interesting. I'm going to try and check it out later today. Meta, what's been on my mind is what Elon and Jensen talked about this week. No money, universal high income. Only work if you want, because the robots will do all the work and scrub the toilets, yada yada. Yeah, I saw Elon saying that stuff. I think he's just getting people's hopes high. I don't understand how buying a $15,000 robot or whatever it's going to cost is going to equal unlimited income. We already have AI. I don't know anybody that's really making money with AI. I know a lot of people who mess with it, but I don't know anybody who like actually benefits from AI. I think it hurts you in certain ways depending on how much you use it. But robots are just the physical form of AI. They're putting AI in all of the robots. So I don't really understand what Elon's talking about, really. If Klaus was a cyborg and he was in a robot body, what could I tell Klaus to do that's going to make me unlimited money? What's he going to do? Because there's nothing I could make him do that I can't already do myself, and I don't have unlimited money, and I have time. Now I'm awake like 20 hours a day. I'm not making unlimited money, so I don't know what Elon was talking about. It is interesting though, Meta. What's up, Jim? Happy Freedom. Do a barrel roll. That's what I told her. That's what I told her. Just spin on it. What's up, DB? What's up, DB Cooper? Happy Freedom to you. CDC Vax. Yes, that's what we were talking about. What's up, Damon Walker? Happy Freedom to you. Still haven't found anything? Well, I appreciate you, Damon Walker. Yeah, so I did get a call from a phone number earlier today, and when I Googled it, the phone number went to some tribal Department of Justice or some shit for Manistee, which is like 2 hours north of me. I assume it was the state cop that called me. I don't know why his phone number went back to that weird stuff, because I'm not anywhere near any tribal stuff. In Manistee, they got casinos and stuff. That's why they got tribal, whatever. I think it was the state cop, but he didn't leave a message, and I called him back 3 times today, and he wouldn't answer the phone. So I don't know what they want. I have no idea what they want, but I'm not answering the door until they decide to call me back. Like, I don't know why they want to play games. Like, that's the biggest thing, is that everybody's trying to reassure me that this whole cop situation isn't a big deal, but I've been fucked over by these people so many times. Been arrested, been charged, been housed in the jail, just for them to turn around and say, oh, we don't actually have any evidence that you did anything wrong. Sorry, we kidnapped you. Have a good day. You'll get your $700 bond back at some time. I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I've done that like 20 times, and I don't want to do that. That's why I don't leave the fucking house. And so for these people gunning for me, I don't know what the problem is, but I'm calling, they're not answering. Every time I call, they give me a different answer. The stories aren't matching up. Nobody has information. Nobody knows why they were here. For the longest time, there was no proof that they came here. There's still no evidence that the sheriff was here, even though we all know he was, and so on and so forth. And it's like, okay, well then why are you lying? Why are you hiding? Why are you being deceitful to me if there's no warrant for my arrest? There's no bench warrant for misdemeanors. There's no bench warrant for felonies. What do you want from me? Why is it a secret? Why are we playing games? I've called 3 times. You obviously don't want my attention. I'm trying to give it to you. So they're being sneaky, and I don't know why, and I haven't done anything wrong. So it's like I'm just waiting to get got, I guess. I don't know. As long as Hillary's not naked when she shoots me with a heart attack gun, you know, we'll be okay. Anyways. No worries, Damon Walker. I appreciate you. Snooks. Oh, you told me you were a gynecologist. I want my money back. It was a good deal, Snooks. I gave you a good deal. Russell, I just want a female doctor to play with my balls and tell you to cough. Wait a minute, play with your balls and tell me to cough? I'm not going to be there, Russell. I mean, somebody's got to hold the camera, I guess. Anyways, what's up, Pro Gun? Happy freedom to you. Let's go ahead and move forward here, you hooliganders. Like I said, this next one's a follow-up video on the UPS plane crash. I think this will be the last follow-up video. As far as I know, this should be all the details we need to know about the plane crash, because I think this is the 3rd follow-up we've had on this one. So this will probably be it. Hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
Now to the new details of the doomed UPS cargo plane that crashed into a fireball. Images of the engine breaking off the jet just after takeoff. ABC's Sophie Flay has the story.
Federal investigators providing the clearest look yet. At the moment, a UPS cargo plane took off from Louisville before exploding in a fireball. Surveillance photos show the plane taking off intact, but then you see the engine breaking off, catapulting upward before erupting in flames. The plane never getting more than 30 feet off the ground before crashing into an industrial area, killing 14 people, including 11 on the ground. The trail of destruction, half a mile long. The NTSB zeroing in on the 34-year-old MD-11's left pylon, the component that attaches the engine to the wing, reporting evidence of fatigue cracks in addition to areas of overstress failure.
You can't always visually identify these kinds of fatigue cracks. They're very, very fine and often takes an X-ray machine to find them.
Officials now grounding all MD-11s and DC-10s while they investigate if the problem is widespread. Also this morning, a new report on the October collision between a United Airlines flight and a weather balloon. The flight from Denver to LA striking the balloon, which is not picked up on radar at 36,000 feet. The balloon's electronic payload shattering the plane's windshield, covering the pilots in glass. The captain suffering minor injuries, but managing to land safely in Salt Lake City.
If this airplane had hit the sensor package just 1 or 2 inches lower, that sensor package could have come all the way into the cockpit. All that plastic could have wrapped around the wing. It could have gotten into the engine. So this could have been much, much more serious than it actually was.
The company that launched the balloon says it lost contact with it shortly before the crash. Sophie Flay, ABC News, New York.
Okay, well, I was supposed to stop the video, but that's okay. We can learn about that other plane incident as well. Anyways, they're saying that images show that the engine broke off the plane while it was taken off. They're saying that where the engine attached to the plane had what they're calling fatigue cracks. I know you guys are writing all kinds of fatigue stuff in the chat right now. They got fatigue cracks. They've grounded all these types of planes to see if this is a widespread problem, like maybe all these models of planes have fatigue cracks. The guy was saying sometimes you need x-rays to be able to tell, so it's not always just an obvious issue that's happening, so maybe other planes are experiencing this too. They're saying that the plane never made it more than 30 feet off of the ground before crashing. 3 were killed on board, 11 were killed on the ground. And think about how terrible that probably is. You either have a plane fall on you, or you're in a building and the plane hit the building and you die inside, or the fuel goes everywhere, you get gassed up, and boom, you're up in flames, and now it feels like you're on a subway train in either New York or Chicago. Not good. Not good at all. Like I said, it's probably the last follow-up on that story. Next up, we got our midlife break, our funny video halfway through. Today it was provided by Cranky Tex, and it's titled Trust Issues. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about that follow-up on the UPS plane. Russell, the engine flew off. Yep, the engine did what the engine's supposed to do. It just didn't take the plane with it. What's up, Hidu? Happy freedom to you. Boom. They do fatigue analysis using an electron scanning microscope. That's crazy. You know that's not cheap. Sage Pup, I have fatigue cracks in all my knees and back. Maybe I should ground myself. You're grounded. What's up, Dustin D? Happy freedom to you. Enter user fatigue cracks. That's why I got divorced. You guys are cracking me up today. Pro Gun, my ass crack has fatigue. It happens. It happens. I heard they made a cream for that. Done. Definitely skilled workers doing the pre-flight checks. Well, and they were saying that this plane was having some sort of issue. Was like it was down for maintenance or something like that, and then eventually it came out of the maintenance and they flew it a couple times, and then I think it went back into maintenance the day before the crash. And so they must have cleared it, and then the next day it didn't even make it 30 feet off the ground, and something happened. We didn't cover a video that actually talked about why it was needing maintenance, though. Like why it was down so long, why it took flights, and then all of a sudden went back into maintenance. I never heard anything about why that was. And so probably there were some indicators leading to this, but they didn't get it until it was too late. Magic Moon, what's wrong with you? What's up, Patriot Dad? Happy freedom. Patriot Dad. Well, it will, because it'll ruin my life if it happens. So I have to be prepared to have my life ruined, which means putting all my belongings in boxes, hoarding as much cash as I possibly can. I'm selling my belongings to try and make more money. I have somebody picking up some speakers tomorrow. They're supposed to come here today. Yeah, I'm prepared for the court system come ruin my life. I haven't done anything, but like I said, I've been arrested a lot for things that I didn't do, and they just let me go because it's fun to point fingers at me and call the police. I guess it is. Dustin D, the engine went ejecto-cedo, cuz that's exactly what happened. They need to put rear view mirrors on the planes. They could have determined what happened. They're like, why is the plane flying sideways? They're like, I don't know, it'll be fine. And then it hit the ground. They're like, well. Major, I still think my shifter was in there. Talking about on the UPS plane, I ordered prints from my Google Photos or whatever. I don't know if all phones have this, but when I take pictures on my phone, it goes to the photos. When I'm looking at the photos, of course, you can edit your photos and stuff, but you can also order prints right there. You can order what size and whatever. So I ordered some prints, and they were like, yeah, it'll be there in 2 days. No, it took like 17 days to get here. And I was like, fuck, what happened? It showed up UPS, and I was like, were my pictures on the plane? Like, did that happen? I don't think so, but it was quite the coincidence. Magic Moon, I just don't know what you're saying up here, Magic Moon. And I'm reading the chat backwards. That's another thing, is I read it from the bottom up because I never know how far back to scroll. But I'm out praying for the families of the 14 victims. Yeah, absolutely. Otters, my truck just bitched me out for a faulty gas cap and is 20 years old. Who the hell makes these planes? Talk to Chevy. Yeah. $17.76, your orders are delayed too? Dang, it must have hit UPS right in the sweet spot. The other thing is I think they're waiting for lawsuits because these families are going to sue UPS, or at least that's what they're expecting to happen. Because, I mean, who knew a plane was going to fall on you, So I think they're waiting for that too. It's probably contributing to some of their delays. What's up, Kane? Happy freedom. Major, I still haven't gotten the shifter. I really think that it was on the flight and the status won't change. That's how mine was, Major. I think mine still says that it's pending, even though I got the photos. I hope you get your shifter, Major. I knew it could be the same idiot thumbs down the live. It probably is. Snooks, I never got those pictures. Gonna have to send out another set. What's up, Salty Ragu? Happy freedom. Salter Agu, can we start over? I missed the beginning. We started off with me flashing the chat. It was just nuts and wiener everywhere. I mean, we can go ahead and replay it if you want to, Salter Agu, but you know, it was graphic. You never know. Guess who? So a female after birth is suffering from fatigue cracks. That's only until the doctor sews it back up. You know, what do they call it? The husband stitch? Mm-hmm. Tim Mack, it's going to be the fault of the maintenance crew improperly installing the engines. Yeah, definitely could be. What's up, Teasel? Happy freedom. What's up, Canna? Happy freedom to you. Bobby Johnson. Yeah, I don't know. We don't know what's going on, but they stopped here for some reason. Canna, delay should be expected since they grounded all the planes of that model in their fleet at the moment. Yeah. Yeah, that's definitely contributing to it too as well. Salterago, so not watching the beginning. Hurting me right in my feelings, Salterago. Right in my little feelings. Thank you so much, Patriot Dad, for that $5 donation over on Rumble. You're a badass, Patriot Dad. Thank you so much for the support. Says, sorry, man, you're a good dude, Jeff. A little help. Thank you, Patriot Dad. I really appreciate it. Yeah, if you hooligans would pray for me, I would really, really appreciate it. I've been praying loudly this whole week. Because I didn't do anything wrong, so I'm not worried about that. It's just, what are their intentions? How much will this cost? How many hurdles will I have to hop through before they come to the realization that I didn't do anything wrong? That's what I'm worried about. And I'm having a hard time without them doing that. So we got to get through this. We got Thanksgiving coming. We got Christmas coming. We got to make it through the new year. And it's going to be really hard if they try and lock me away. So please pray for me. Either way, like I said, we got our midlife break coming up. Our funny video halfway through. But before we do, I want to remind you, hooligans, if you would like to join the membership program over on Rumble and become an official hooligan, all you have to do is click that big red subscribe button right below where you type in the chat. Now, if you're on Android and using the Rumble app, you're unable to see that big red subscribe button. So you got to open a browser, go to rumble.com, log in, come to the live, hop in the chat. And like I said, right below where you type in the chat, you will see that big red subscribe button. Click that button and jump through the hoops, and your name will be highlighted as an official Rumble hooligan. You'll have access to our custom emojis. We have chapstick emojis, screaming goat emojis, Klaus Daniels emojis, President Trump emojis, and more. It's a lot of fun during the live, especially during a Trump live. So definitely go join the membership program over on Rumble. Let's get this midlife break pulled up. Let me see. Oh, I remember now. I remember. This one was provided by Cranky Texan, and it's titled Trust Issues.
Come here, guys.
Oh my God.
Yes. Now, I'm pretty sure that was AI, but it's still a good one. Either way, getting back into the news here. This next one's jury finds police officers who fatally shot woman not guilty on all charges. Now, I went and posted this on the news board in Discord as well as jeffmaclive.com. The original video. Now, back in 2023, we covered a video where a woman was stealing liquor from a store of sorts. I don't know if it was a Dollar General or where the hell she was. Kroger's, actually, I think is where it was. She was stealing liquor. She went out to the parking lot. Police were already on the scene for another thing. Somebody came out and was like, hey, this bitch is stealing, right? So the officers confronted her. She was already in the car. She tried to flee, almost running over a cop. When that happened, he shot in the vehicle and killed her. Then they found out she was pregnant. Right? Controversial thing. We covered it in 2023. Then it all died down. Well, apparently the cop is now going through court and they just sentenced him. But it seems things are working in his favor. Now, the reason I told you all of that is because they don't explain that shit in this video. They just talk about this woman like you know who she is. They're just like, oh, whatever her name is. And I don't remember what the fuck her name is. But they're like, oh, her? Yeah, the cop did this, that, and the other, and whatever. And so when I was watching, I didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. And I went and looked it up. So in case you guys feel that way, you are welcome to go to Discord, which is free, or get yourself a paid membership for jeffmaclive.com. Go to either place, go to the news board. You'll see that I've recently posted a video there. That's the reminder video where you can see the original incident that happened. Like I said, this is a follow-up. This is the officer. It's titled, Jury Finds Police Officer Who Fatally Shot Woman Not Guilty on All Charges. Hit that like button and let's get this rolling.
Now, breaking news from NBC4.
A not guilty verdict in the murder trial of a Central Ohio police officer. Connor Grubb was acquitted of 6 charges stemming from the deadly shooting of a pregnant woman. This is video from the courtroom. Family of Takaya Young with emotional outbursts after the 12-person jury's verdict, saying the shooting that led to her death and the death of her unborn baby was justified. Grubb, a Blendon Township police officer, was alerted that Young may have been stealing alcohol, and she did not follow commands from police to get out of her car. Counts for felonious assault, murder, and involuntary manslaughter, all not guilty.
We heard from prosecutors in this case just a couple of minutes after the verdict was read here at the Franklin County Courthouse, and they say the jury was able to hear all of the evidence in this case. Obviously, it didn't go the state's way here. They did tell us that Takaya Young's family deserved to have all of the evidence shown here. They were able to hear everything, and the jury, they have to respect the decision that they made here. The prosecutors were from Montgomery County. They were just visiting for this case. They say they did everything they can do. Unfortunately, it just didn't go their way. Hear from them here.
And the family members of Takaya Young and her unborn child deserved to have a jury hear the evidence in this case and make a determination as to whether or not the defendant, the officer in this case, his use of deadly force was justified or was it not. And their verdict today spoke to that. They've made their decision.
There was a wave of emotion that came over the courtroom the second that verdict was read. Grubb's family broke out in tears. You saw Young's family also erupt in tears. I even saw several jurors who were crying as the judge read that verdict. The jury deliberated for just under 7 hours. And as you said, we just spoke with Grubb's defense attorneys, Mark Collins and Caitlin Stevens. They said that they wanted to thank the jurors on behalf of Grubb and his family for doing an impossible task. As I said, you could see the pain that was on their faces as he read this. And now, no matter what, Grubb has to live with the fact that he took a life, 2 lives on duty that day, moving on for the rest of his life. The defense attorneys say that this brings up bigger changes within the legal system. They're calling for change within the grand jury system and also what it means when indicting a police officer. Take a listen to what they had to say.
They wanted us to express their thanks to the community, to the support that they've gotten, and they understand the other side. They understand the frustration, the sorrow, and the pain that Ms. Young's family feels, and it's real.
Thanks for watching. For more NBC4.
Okay. So like I said, they try to make it all controversial. They're like, oh, this murderous cop, he went and did all this bad stuff, blah, blah. No. If you watch the video that I posted, like I said, you can see it on Discord. You can also see it on jeffmaclive.com. Just go to the news tab. Just scroll until you see me, because there's other hooligans posting stuff. They're always providing news. But if you see the post that I posted, you can see the news story about when the incident happened. It's very clear. She's sitting in the car. She's in the parking spot. There's an officer on the driver door. There's an officer in front of the car. Officer at the driver door is telling her, get out, like roll the window down, going through the motions here. She's refusing. She's not cooperating. She's like, I didn't do nothing, blah, 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 whatever. She goes to pull away, and the officer who's standing in front of the car grabs his sidearm, shoots right through the glass, right through the windshield. One shot, boom, smoked her. Now, she drove the car into the wall of the Kroger's or whatever it was as she was dying. That's what happens, I guess, when you're pregnant and you're stealing liquor and then you're not cooperating with police officers and then you try and run one of them over. I guess, you might end up dead if you make choices like that. So you could see the family in the video. They're like, oh, my God, I can't believe he wasn't found guilty after she did all those things, all those bad choices. So I don't know. But like I said, if you don't remember the video, I've posted it. Go to Discord. Join our Discord, it's free, or go to jeffmaclive.com. You can watch the video there, and once you see it, then you're like, oh. So anyways, with that being said, they're saying in 2023, this pregnant woman stole liquor from the store. She went to her car. The officer confronted her. She refused to follow orders, drove into the officer when he opened fire and killed her. The officer was facing 2 counts of felonious assault, 2 counts of murder, 2 counts of involuntary manslaughter, and now he's been found not guilty on all charges. And that's some real time there. He's facing 6 charges of never go outside again. And so I want to say he's lucky, but it shouldn't be luck, right? It's the court system. It should be he didn't do shit wrong. cut him loose. But instead, he was hit with 6 charges of never see outside again, and luckily he made it through it. So next up, we got new creepy details emerge in death of teen cheerleader on cruise. This is obviously a follow-up video to the teenager that was found dead under her bed on the, I think it was a Carnival cruise. Got some more details on it. It's coming up next, but first we're going to hop in the chat and see what you hooligans think about this officer getting not guilty on all charges. Matt Rogers, yeah, you're right. Russell's such a good little girl. Ghostly, I only feel bad for the unborn baby. I know, me too. And probably shouldn't say this, but if she's pregnant and stealing liquor and not following officers' orders and then thinking she's going to run a cop over and be good, how do you think she was going to take care of the baby? You know what I mean? Like, what was the baby's life going to look like? And again, I'm not saying this is good, but I'm just saying I think the baby didn't have any good options regardless of how it went. It's terrible what happened. It might have been terrible anyways. And so it's just bad. You know, I don't think there was any winners that day. And that's the other thing, and they actually mentioned it in the video. The officer has to live with this. And if people don't think about that shit, everybody thinks it's like a movie, right? You just shoot somebody. Man, you're John Wick. No, you got to live with that shit. You got to, you know what I mean? You got those images in your head forever. I'm sure he didn't wake up that day and was like, yeah, I'm going to shoot a pregnant woman who makes bad choices. And he's got to live with that. It's awful. He should sue the family for emotional distress or something, but I don't know. Zero babies in God's arms? Yeah, absolutely. 1776 toxology report will be interesting. Well, I'm sure they already have that information out. I don't know what it says, but it's the case started in 2023. Major alky baby could be. What do they call that? Alcohol syndrome or something like that? I mean, I don't know. How are you going to be pregnant and stealing liquor at the same time? Of all the things you're stealing, it's going to be liquor? Like, I don't know. Boom. Running over someone with a car is lethal force. Oh, yeah. Yep. What's up, Pickles? Happy Freedom? Major the Darwin Awards. Yeah, basically. Otter's natural selection. It's real. Yeah. What's up, Giggling Spy? Happy Freedom? 2 lives, yeah. That's why they doubled all the charges. That's why it was 2 of everything, because for the baby too. Well, and just think about like being in the cop's shoes. You know, you deal with this the best way you can. He just didn't want to die. That's all that happened. He just didn't want to die. Unfortunately, she died because of her choices. And so he feels bad, I assume, right? Oh man, I had to smoke somebody. And they were pregnant. And the next thing you know, you get hit with 6 charges of that, and like, fuck that. Like, that sucks. That's so sucky. That's how you know our court system's messed up. Fetal alcohol syndrome. Yeah, Peyton, that's what I was talking about. Yeah, Butterfly, you're right. Meta. I'm not, but I'm trying. It's just not happening. I don't have the willpower. I have no energy. I'm exhausted. I slept like shit again. But I appreciate you, Meta. Rich. Oh, yeah. Talking about Derek Chauvin or whatever. Yeah. Yeah. Same thing. He was at work and now he's in prison. What's up, Kung Fu? Happy Freedom. Rich. First bad choice was drinking while pregnant. Yeah, absolutely. What's up, Mike Ingalls? Happy Freedom. Stupid decisions, stupid prizes. Why is this so hard to comply? Yeah. And like I said, I don't know what she was thinking. She thought she was going to run the cop over and then just go home? Drink some free liquor? Is that what she thought was going to happen? I don't know. What's up, Ghostly? Happy Freedom to you. Ghostly, ask Pickles if they watch Baki. Is that how you say it? Baki? I think I know what you're talking about. We'll see if Pickles responds. What's up, High Plains Drifter? Happy Freedom. Metamouth. No, I haven't eaten today. It's hard to eat because my stomach is so sick because I'm stressed. Although drinking this Monster is not helping me. Zero, first bad choice was having sex without protection. Yeah, you're right. You're right. All right, hooligans, moving forward here. Like I said, we got new creepy details about the teenager that died on the Carnival cruise. When we covered I think we've only covered the one video on it. They were saying that they found the teenager underneath her bed on the Carnival cruise while they were out at sea. She was with her father, her mom, and at the time they said her stepbrother. But I guess there's two stepbrothers. There's a 15-year-old or a 14-year-old and a 16-year-old. The 16-year-old is the one that they are suspecting of being involved. Now, this video is going to give us some details, but I also got some details from Google to kind of fill in the blanks here. Either way, before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, really quick, that our friend Larry could really use your help. Larry's in need of a kidney transplant, and he's recently been in and out of the hospital lately. I put together a page for him over on the website. It has his story, details, links, and it even has a GoFundMe now. If there is any way you can help our friend Larry, please go check out his page over on the website. Let's go ahead and get this pulled up real quick. Like I said, follow-up video for the teenager that was found dead. At this point, we could say she was killed. I don't think they say that in this video. But we're moving in that direction. She was found dead, but these arrows they're going to be showing us are pointing towards murder. So go ahead and hit that like button if you haven't already, and let's get into this.
A grieving father said his family had their world turned upside down after a maid on a Carnival Horizon cruise ship made a disturbing discovery. The lifeless body of an 18-year-old Anna Kepner, stuffed under a bed and wrapped in a blanket. Now, creepy details are emerging about her 16-year-old stepbrother, who is being eyed as a suspect in the case and who was, quote, obsessed with her.
She was scared of him because he always carried around a big knife.
Here's everything we know about the teen cheerleader's mysterious death. Anna's 14-year-old stepbrother unknowingly went to sleep just feet away from his dead sister. Sources say during the same night the teen went back to her room after feeling sick, the teen's two stepbrothers also went back to their shared room with Anna later that evening, before her younger brother changed his clothes and left again to take pictures of the Carnival Horizon as it continued its Caribbean voyage. Sources say that when the 14-year-old came back, he noticed his stepsister wasn't in bed, but he assumed she had gone out again to be with the adults. The young boy thought nothing of it and went to sleep. However, Anna was last seen on the ship's surveillance footage returning to her room that night and was not seen leaving again. In a bombshell twist, Anna's 16-year-old stepbrother was then revealed to be a suspect in her death. The disturbing information emerged from an unexpected source. According to a court motion filed on November 17th from a messy custody dispute between Anna's stepmother, Chantel, and her ex-husband, Thomas, Chantel requested that a hearing be rescheduled because she claimed that her son, Anna's 16-year-old stepbrother, who was identified as TH in documents, was being named a suspect in the teen's killing and could face a criminal case. Now, the father of the slain 18-year-old's ex-boyfriend is sounding an alarm about the 16-year-old suspect, telling Inside Edition that the boy had a creepy obsession with Anna and was once caught climbing on top of her while she slept. Stephen Weston cited conversations with his son to Inside Edition, claiming that the stepbrother wanted to date her and relentlessly pursued her despite their newly blended family. She was scared of him because he always carried around a big knife, the alarmed father claimed to the outlet. Weston said his son tried to warn Anna's parents but told him they didn't want to believe me. No charges have been filed in the case.
Okay, so obviously stepbro's a little weird. He's a little weirdo. Who's raising that kid? Either way, they're saying that the 16-year-old stepbrother was obsessed with her. They said that she was afraid of him because he carried a knife. Why you ain't stopping the 16-year-old from carrying a knife? Like, what the fuck? He either listens to you or you call the police on the little fucker. Like, why are people not raising their kids? You can afford to take a cruise. You can't afford to raise your kid. He's going to grow up to be trans Tifa. Either way, they're saying that they believe the 16-year-old stepbrother is the one that killed her. Then I went to Google some shit. Google is saying that she died from asphyxiation. And it was caused by a chokehold specifically. They're saying that there was no signs of sexual assault, no drugs or alcohol in her system. And so I guess really the only details we don't know is what are they going to charge the 16-year-old with and what kind of punishment is he really facing, because he's a 16-year-old. Are they going to charge him as an adult? And I don't think they will, especially if the family can afford Carnival Cruise. They probably can afford an attorney that's going to keep that from happening. So I'm assuming that he'll probably be charged as a minor, and they will probably give him a deal to where he is golden by 21 or something like that. Right, like 21, if he doesn't fuck up, they'll let him out. I assume he's going to get something like that. I could be totally wrong. I don't know. We just cover a lot of news. This is what I'm assuming is going to happen, but that's really all we have yet to find is what are they going to do to the 16-year-old in consequence of these actions that they assumed he was involved in. Either way, next up we got the last little bit of the news. In Chicago, they've dismissed these two individuals of being accused of ramming their vehicle into Fed Boys. And I think we covered the video when it first happened. The Fed Boys opened fire and shot this girl 5 times, and she survived. And not only did she survive, but they dismissed the charges against her. They're trying to claim that the ICE officers were in the wrong in the situation, that the accusations were false, but I don't know. It's coming up next. First, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about this teenager that died on the Carnival Cruise. Go say, I carried a knife at 16. Yeah, but I mean, there's a difference between carrying a knife and being malicious, right? Like brandishing the knife and like walking around stabbing trees and being a little psychopath. There's a difference. You know, I had pocket knives and stuff too, but nobody knew I had it on me. I wasn't walking around like, you know, waving it in the air and stuff. Heck yeah, it doesn't. That's the way to deal with it. Salt ragu, it's fucked up. It is fucked up. Russell, stepbro is creepy, and why were they sharing a room? Yeah. Well, and that's what I wonder too. Are they going to say that the parents enabled this? Because if they already knew that the 16-year-old was being weird to the girl and that he was constantly trying to go after her, and the dad had to keep having these conversations about how they're siblings now and they shouldn't be romantically involved, and then they go lock them away together on a cruise in the middle of the ocean, nobody could stop this from happening. I don't know, man. That sounds like negligence to me. It sounds like they could charge the parents or somebody, be like, you guys knew this was happening, and you put the victim and the weirdo in the same room in the middle of the ocean and was like, let's see what happens. Like, I don't know. I think the parents should be kind of a little pressure on them too. Pickles, my brother and I used to have fork fights. I'm glad you're still with us. Pickles, me and my sister used to fight hardcore. I got this scar on my lip because one day she slapped me in the face with a pipe and it went through my lip and hit me right in my teeth. And we thought I was going to die. We stopped fighting like that, but we used to be rough with each other and stuff when we were kids. Otter's world's going nutso. Yep, you're not wrong. What's up, Godspeed? Happy freedom to you. Otters, I wouldn't be, let me see. It wouldn't shock me if next week they say the kid worked in a BlackRock commercial and was Jeffrey Epstein's nephew and dated Macroon's wife or some shit. Yeah, Otters. It'll happen. It'll happen. If the right people get a hold of it, you'll hear stories just like that. Watchman, happy freedom. Bet that marriage is over. Yeah, I mean, I would kind of hope so. Appeal to Evan, yeah, that's what I plan on doing. Because I figure if they're coming here and there's no arrest warrant, it means that they don't have whatever it is they're looking for to do bad things to me, and so they want to come talk to me to see if I'll give it to them. Cass, you gonna drive all the way here to feed me? I don't know. That's not that bad. That's a pretty good offer, you know. Ghostly. Mostly don't trust the media. Yeah, you can't trust the media. They're a bunch of liars. It's all entertainment. Done. My brother whipped me across the forehead with CB antenna, split me wide open. Doctor said, use a knife next time. It'll be easier to stitch up. Yeah, done. Things happen. Let me see. Let me kick this little gay kid out of here. Bam. There you are. Gone. He's a gunner. Magic Moon, doesn't a blunt have weed in it? If it's rolled right. Oh, I appreciate you, Meta. Kung Fu. Yeah, who knows what they were doing in the room? I don't know. They said that she had clear signs of being put in an arm bar. Now, I'm not a wrestling person. I didn't grow up hanging out, you know, rubbing on sweaty dudes and stuff. I never understood people doing wrestling. I know you got to be a strong motherfucker to do that shit, but I never wanted to be laying on top of a sweaty dude. Just never wanted that in my life. So I don't know what an arm bar is exactly, but apparently the autopsy report came back saying that they are sure that she was put in an arm bar. Now I assume that's some form of chokehold or some shit like that, but they're saying that's how she died. Who knows what they were doing leading up to that. Snooks. I got, as far as I know, I got it, but I'll keep an eye on it. Either way, moving forward here. Like I said, I got the last little bit of the news. These two individuals, I don't know if the other one was killed or what, because they don't say anything, but the title says Chicago case dismissed for 2 accused of ramming federal vehicle. Now, like I said, I think when the incident first happened, we had covered this, but the story takes a weird turn and then the charges get dismissed. Hit that like button over on Rumble as well as the Commie Tube, and let's get into this.
The case against Miramar Martinez, accused of ramming a Border Patrol vehicle, is dismissed.
I just want to thank the judges, all the parents that supported me, everybody that supported me. I'm just grateful for everything.
Martinez had been accused of ambushing federal agents in October when she was seen in this video in a convoy tailing them as they carried out immigration enforcement operations. The cars collided, then an agent opened fire, shooting Martinez 5 times. The Department of Homeland Security labeling her a domestic terrorist, and prosecutors charged her with assault.
These agents were lying about what happened. Ms. Martinez never rammed anybody. These agents hit Ms. Martinez. These agents jumped out and shot Ms. Martinez, a U.S. citizen whose only crime was warning her fellow community members that ICE was in the neighborhood.
The agent who opened fire, Charles Exum, appeared to brag about the shooting in text messages showed in court. I fired 5 rounds and she had 7 holes. Put that in your book, boys. Asked about those messages, he responded, I am a firearms instructor and I take pride in my shooting skills. Defense attorneys said moments before the collision, a second agent in the car is heard on body camera footage daring Martinez, do something, expletive, before Exum swerves his vehicle into Martinez's car, then gets out and opens fire. The incident sparked protests on Chicago's southwest side. In a stunning move and without explanation, prosecutors decided to drop the charges, and the judge dismissed the case.
It's been hard, honestly, it's been hard. Like I can't sleep, but now I'm gonna go sleep.
Her attorney suggested Martinez may now take legal action, and he hinted, George, there's a separate investigation going on to determine if that shooting was even justified.
Aaron, this is just one example of the administration's action.
Okay. So I don't know how they pulled that off, because it's right there on video, but they're like, no, it's not her fault. It's their fault that they were doing their job and all this stuff. So I don't know. But they're saying that this woman who was accused of ramming a Fed vehicle, they're saying that the vehicles collided, the agent got out, shot her 5 times, left her with 7 holes. I couldn't believe they put that in there. It's so fucking funny. But then I was like, the number's wrong. She came with 3 holes before you shot her. It's 8. But anyways, they labeled her a domestic terrorist with 8 holes. They pulled text messages from the agent. Apparently he was bragging about shooting her, which I actually bet that's really common. I bet it is. You're an officer on the job. You're an agent on the job. You deal with shitheads all the time. They ask you to shoot them in the face. One day you accommodate them. I assume people brag. It's not the right thing, but I bet that's a lot more common than people think. Her attorney claims that they hit her, that she didn't hit them, and that they had did it because she was warning illegals about the presence of ICE, which should be interfering with an investigation or something like that, but whatever. They said that she was originally charged with assault, which doesn't make sense if she used her vehicle to hit their vehicle. I don't know how that's assault. But now the prosecutors have dropped the charges and the judge dropped the case entirely. They're saying that she might bring a case against the feds, that she may countersue them. because of all of this stuff, you know, emotional distress and all of that. But she was really thankful in the video there. I don't know what she had to do to get an attorney like that, but I don't know. I'm sure I won't get that kind of defense. I don't know. Either way, that is the last little bit of the news. We are going to get into the fun stuff. We're going to open today's door of the Advent Calendar sent by Tori Wayne. And we got our 2 funny videos of the day. First one was provided by Tiger Jaw, and it's titled, When You Pay With Cash. And our official funny video of the day was provided by Stoner, and it's titled, Thanksgiving Conversation Be Like. All of that's coming up next. But first, we're going to hop in the chat, see what you hooligans think about this case doing a switcheroo there in Chicago. You guys over here fighting the autocorrect? What's up, Kevin? Happy freedom. Snuck's man and woman wrestling is lots of fun. Yeah, I just never wanted to wrestle a sweaty dude. I have a lot of friends that were in wrestling, and one of my best friends is in jiu-jitsu, which jiu-jitsu is the art of folding laundry while people are still inside the clothes. I've never been into that stuff. I just don't like the stuff. I played football and I didn't like being around sweaty dudes like that. So I don't know. It's just the way I am. Kevin, my back is mad at me. I'm sorry to hear that. Back pain is no joke. You don't want these problems, Glamour. You don't want to 1v1 me, bro. You don't want these problems, Glamour, but happy freedom to you. Hidu laws were written to control plebs. There's no reason to care about it anymore. How many times does it have to be proven to y'all? I mean, I suppose. Glamour, let me see what you're talking here. I'm sure it's trash. You made a serial killer on The Sims, and it low-key looks like you. How did that happen, Glamour? You made me a serial killer? I want to see pictures, or it didn't happen. I watch it be like a big fat guy or something, like purple hair. Like it looks like you. Otters, welcome to Jiu-Jitsu. Otters, why are you naked? Yep, I guess. No questions asked. What's up, Joe Bosch? Happy freedom to you. The judge is against ICE and wants to see them pay. That's what it sounds like to me. I think you're right. Boom. I bet she does not sue. In Discovery, we can find out who funded her. That's an interesting idea, yeah. Because somebody backed her up. She just didn't have those doll hairs. Glamour, I killed so many people that I ended up getting stabbed and died. What the hell, Glamour? Did you play it on the live? You're probably playing in Discord. I want to see serial killer Jeff Mack. That's why the police were here. It's this Glamour out here impersonating me as a serial killer. Plastic Quack, yeah, that's what all the jiu-jitsu people say. I went with my friend to the training. I also went to a tournament with him and stuff, and yeah, that's their lingo. The art of folding laundry while people are still in their clothes. Yep. Meta. Well, I'm sorry you crushed your toe. I know that's no fun. Hope you recover quickly. I'm not giving up on you, Meta. You're cracking me up. Kung Fu. All the rednecks I know are on standby and no one talks about it. That's probably how the Michigan militia is. A lot of those guys are kind of like that vibe. Anytime the wind blows, they're like, all right, boys, let's gear up. That's how it goes. There's a lot of people out here in the woods that like that stuff. They're looking for a reason to put gear on. All right, hooligans. Let's get into the fun stuff. Like I said, we're going to open today's door of the Advent Calendar sent by Tori Wayne. And we're getting through it. I think we only got 3 or 4 doors left. 4 doors, more whores. And like I said, we got our 2 funny videos of the day. But before we get into this, I want to remind you, hooligans, if you'd like to support the live to keep us running, you're welcome to use the links in the video description. We have PayPal, Cash App, Stripe, Zelle, Venmo, Locals, Buy Me a Coffee. You can send some to the P.O. Box. You can even send crypto. Let's see what we get today. From the Advent calendar, sent by Tori Wayne. I told you, we're through it. Look at this. It's rough stuff. Hoping for Christy Gnome. That's what we're going for. Christy Gnome. Got to pull a rare here. Trying to get a rare gnome. Oh, I broke it. Come on, come on. The farther we get in the calendar, the more I have to destroy the box to get what I want. I had a girlfriend like that once. This one's a normal gnome. We finally got a normal gnome. He's just got his jack-o'-lantern and he's just happy to be here. He's not doing anything weird. He didn't show up all fancy. He's just happy to be here. It's good stuff. Thank you, Tori Wayne. Really appreciate you. We got a whole army of gnomes here. And I think we got 2 chances of pulling a Christy gnome. Either way, let's get these funny videos pulled up. What'd I do? Pull the wrong video? Hold on a second. Let me find the video I'm looking for. Because apparently I grabbed the wrong link. And I do that sometimes. So just give me a second. That looks like cocaine. We're not playing that video today. Let me find it. How did I do that? Or did you come back and delete it, Tiger Jaw? Is that what you did? Oh, I found it. I found it. I don't know how I wrote the wrong link down. It's Beck Frank's fault. You know, if Beck Frank wouldn't have made me do that. Either way, like I said, this is provided by Tiger Jaw and it's titled When You Pay with Cash. Basically. Yes. Pretty soon they're not even going to accept cash. They're going to say credit cards only, just like when COVID was happening. Can you guys believe that was like 7 years ago? I don't know. Either way, getting into our official funny video of the day. This one was provided by Stoner and it's titled Thanksgiving Conversation Be Like.
And behold, I saw the horse, pale, the rider, its name was Death. Pull up Revelation. Not a bunch of crap like these New World Order pedophile devil worshippers. I'm so blown away by the power of our God that's almighty. Woo!
Howling like Klaus. Yes. Yes, good stuff. Either way, that is all the coffee I had for you hooligans today. I'm going to grab this link really quick. I'm going to drop it in all the chats. We're going to read through. We got the Pledge of Allegiance coming up, and then we're raiding out over on Rumble. Elder Zoomer, Alex Jones is my spirit animal. I feel that way too. Cracks me up. What's up, Jay Blazer? Happy Freedom. Alright, hooligans, there is the link list link where all of my links are listed. So if you'd like to make donations, join membership programs, or purchase any merch, we'd really appreciate it. All of your guys' contributions keep us running every day except for Sunday, because we got to have a day to recharge those batteries. Definitely go join Discord. Discord is our free hooligan community. It's the best way to be notified every single time we go live. The hooligans are there keeping the conversation going 24/7, and we have 2 news boards to keep you up to date with everything going on around the world. So definitely go join Discord. If you're feeling real saucy, go join jeffmaclive.com. Over on the website, it is the best way to experience a live. Our built-in chat has more ability than any other platform. You can post memes and GIFs and custom emojis and links and all kinds of stuff right there while watching the live. You also have access to Hooligans Alley, which is our private social media area. You'll have access to the forums, the arcade, the Hooligan AI, and our advanced messaging system with the built-in group chats. So definitely go get yourself a membership for jeffmaclive.com. It's the home of the hooligans. Also, today is Friday, so we are going to be doing the voice chat a little later today. I'm sure hooligans will hop in the voice chat right away. But it is a lot of fun. You got to have a paid membership for jeffmaclive.com in order to join us in the voice chat. But there is a coupon at the top of the link list link that'll give you a free week over on jeffmaclive.com with hooligan status. Now, you can only claim it once, so if you've already done it, it's too late. You got to pay to be there. But otherwise, if you haven't claimed it, go claim it. You can join us in the voice chat. It's going to be a lot of fun. I was intending on eating hot peppers because Watchman sent me a variety of hot peppers. But I woke up, my throat was super sore today, so I don't know if that's a good idea to be eating hot peppers on top of all the other problems I have. But We may eat one of the lesser hot ones. There's Reapers and all kinds of crazy stuff in there. I don't think we're going to eat anything too crazy today, but we're going to make sure to make it fun because it's always a lot of fun. The voice chat. Definitely join us in the voice chat later on today after the live. Either way, we're going to read through really quick, and then we got the pledge, and then we're wrapping her up. Well, then we're raiding out, then we're wrapping her up. Dudden, a streamer I watch, if he brings up porn or anything, he'll say, or so I read on Christian Science Monitor. That's hilarious, Dudden. Ghostly, hookers take Cash App now. I mean, that's what I read on the internet. Yeah, Ghostly. They love Cash App. They're big fans of it. Cleus Lee Jenkins. Well, come here, big booty. You ain't getting fancy fees. You don't come to work today. Yeah, I mean it. Okay, we'll see. He's going to be in the find out stages. Metal, you followed me on Pilled. Well, I appreciate you following me. I wish they would let me go live over there. They won't respond to me. I'm sending them emails. I open the live chat. I do all kinds of stuff, but Pilled will not let me go live. And I don't know why. I have no idea why. They just won't let it happen. Otters, hot peppers might help a sore throat depending on what kind. It kills bacteria. Yeah, that could be. We'll see. I just don't want the chemical burns. I already got enough problems. Thank you, Butterfly. Appreciate you being with us. Magic Moon, Alex fell on his head as a child? Probably. High Plains Drifter, I submitted a pic of my blue tongue as an ultra, I don't know what that word is, methylene blue review. Alex made a promo pic of his blue tongue a few days later. Awesome. That sounds awesome. What's up, Sass? Happy freedom to you. Thank you, Zero. Misfit just started the live. Let's go ahead and raid them. But first, we got to do the thing. Please join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, we did the thing. Look who clocked into work today. Well, look at you. Just basking in your glory. Why are you scared? Why you look scared? Well, you need to man up. You want this fancy feast or what? Klaus is having a hard time because Dad's been stressed since Monday. He's been in hiding because I've been marching through the house ripping my hairs out because of these fucking ghostly cops out here doing things. Either way, let's go ahead and get raiding. What are you doing? Can you just stop that? Just stop that. He's so tired of my shit. It must be hard being a cat. Misfit. Where is the Misfit? Misfit's not live on my end. Let me see what is happening. Grimm's live. Pudge is live. Wilkie's live. Misfit. There we go. They were shadow banning her. Let's go ahead and raid Misfit real quick. Magic Moon, don't worry about the future. Just be here now. I try, but man, I'm a worrier. My grandma was like that. My grandma's probably the reason why I'm like that. I'm a worrier. Worry everything to death. Either way, let's get raiding with Misfit here. Make sure you hooligans hit that like button as soon as you land. Let's get raiding.
Hey, Jeff Beck, thank you for the raid. Appreciate it, appreciate it.
Welcome to the subway.
The also crab leg, thank you for the raid. Thank you. Happy freedom, happy freedom. Let's go. It's got a turbo. Abe turbo. Love of otters. Otters are awesome. Hey, Sir Pickles. Jagula, really? How you guys all doing tonight? Hey, Tori Wayne, thank you. Thank you for the follow. Thank you. Plastic quack. Hey, plastic quack. Yep, this is my Raider cache. Got quackers. Quacker. We've got to dig up some Raider caches, so hopefully we'll find some. Hopefully. Love otters. Love you, Hooligans. Nice to meet you. Nice to meet you too. Turn off your shenanigans. See you tomorrow.
Fantastic raid, you hooligans. Yes, helping them out. Well, we're going to read through really quick, but we are wrapping this up. We'll be live again tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans, or at least that's what I aim for every day. But then there's always something getting in the way of me being on time. All right, there we go. Anyways, like I said, reading through, but then we're wrapping her up. Ghostly, y'all hear the Black Ops 7 is trash? I don't know. They say that about every Black Ops and Modern Warfare that comes out. They always say it's trash, and then updates come out, and the next thing you know, it's the only game everybody's playing. Russell, heading out in 5 minutes. Heading to the voice chat. I gotta find some food first, but then I'll be hopping in the voice chat. Kevin, you stay warm. It's getting cold outside. You don't want to be sick. Russell, your grandfathered in. Yeah, Kevin, don't you worry. True Crazy does the pledge with us too. True Crazy's he's in Canada. All right, hooligans. It looks like we are good to go. No worries, Dudden. We'll be happy to have you. All right, like I said, I think we're good to go. We are wrapping this up. We'll be live again tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time for the very next Coffee with Hooligans. Tomorrow's Free Speech Saturday. No Twitch, no YouTube tomorrow because we don't have time for soft-ass community guidelines. Go ahead and use the link in the description to make your way to a better platform tomorrow. And like I said, later on today, we're going to be hopping in the voice chat. There's hooligans that are probably going to be heading there right now. I got to eat first, but then I'll be in the voice chat, and we are going to eat a pepper of sorts. I don't know how spicy it's going to be. I got to see because I already have a sore throat, and I don't want chemical burns on my sore throat. So we'll see how it goes, but we are going to have fun. It's always fun in the voice chat, so definitely join us. You can either get a free week for jeffmaclive.com at the top of the link. It's no strings attached. You do not have to put in a credit card or anything like that. It's a free 7 days to come hang out over on the website with full status to be able to see all the cool stuff we do over there. You can only claim it once, so if you've already claimed it, you have to just pay the $10 if you want to join us. It's always a lot of fun though, so definitely join us in the voice chat. And like I said, if I don't see you tonight for the voice chat, I will see you tomorrow for Coffee with Hooligans, 3 p.m. Eastern time, or at least as close to it as I can make it happen. Either way, I appreciate all of you guys. Thank you guys for being here. Thank you for helping me cover the news, and thank you for helping me make the news suck a little less. You guys are fantastic. Go enjoy the rest of your day. Find yourself some good food. Be safe, but have fun, and I'll try and do the same. I think that's everything. Either way, I really appreciate all of you guys. Thank you so much for being here. Huge shout out to everyone that made donations, joined the membership programs, or purchased any merch. I really appreciate all of you hooligans, and I wouldn't be able to do any of this if it wasn't for you. So thank you so much for all your support, and I'll see you on the next live. Until then, stand tall, shine bright, and that's a wrap.